Hello, welcome to a year ago when we were filming in my house. Hey guys, it's RCKY, the Android guy. Sorry for the decorum. Unfortunately, the studio's going through some stuff right now, so we have to go back to my house. Yay! Sorry, didn't clean up really, as you can see. Alright, so we're going to bring you the Android Weekly as we always do, however, and catch you up on the latest news. For the Apple WWDC, check out the video I did on that. Very in-depth recap and everything you actually need to know about it that happened, so check that out. For what else happened over this past week, a lot of stuff has been announced. Let's go over some of the basic news though. For one that I thought was kind of a low-key one, which is the Galaxy S4 is going to be the first phone to support Verizon's faster LTE. So for those of you who don't know, there are different forms of LTE. There's going to be one that Verizon is using specifically called AWS, which is also different. But basically the spectrum that Verizon is using is a lot better, and the S4 is going to be the only phone to support it that has come out thus far. The Droid DNA, the iPhone 5, none of these do support this type of LTE. It's a very specific band, 2100 band, as opposed to Verizon's 700 megahertz band right now. That's going to be dramatically faster in comparison, and we should see this start coming up towards more likely not the end of summer, or even closer to fall and winter. So, but look out for this. So if you do have an S4, or if you plan on getting a future Verizon phone, make sure it is compatible with the faster band of LTE. The Samsung Galaxy S4 Mini is official, and it will be coming out in June. Where? Who knows? That's the only thing. It will support LTE and HSPA+, so we might see it in the US, we might not, who knows. My guess is it would go to probably T-Mobile or AT&T if it would. And it will be a 4.3-inch screen. Only a resolution of 540 by 960, so you're talking 720 in a sense, but not really the best. It's QHD. You have a dual-core processor and 1.5 gigs of RAM. You also have a 8 gig storage built in and an 8 megapixel camera with a 1.9 on the front, and a 1900 milliamp battery, so it's a little bit less battery compared to the S4. However, it does have a smaller screen, so it should be fine in terms of battery life, and it does have AMOLED screen, so it should conserve battery life pretty well in that case. As for the tabs, Samsung announced also the Galaxy Tab 3 10.1 and the Galaxy Tab 3 8.0. Both these tabs will feature a 820 by 800 screen, meaning that the 8-inch will look a little bit better, but again, we're kind of they're not breaking anything with this. The big thing about both these tablets is they're going to have Intel processors, so you're going to have a 1.6 Intel processor built in on it, and that is a dual core. You will have 1 gig of RAM, 3 megapixel rear camera, and 1.3 on the front. You have 16 gigs or 32 gigs of built-in storage, but you can expand with the micro SD card, and you have Android 4.2 on board. Again, this isn't like made to be the best ever, just kind of a little bit of an upgrade compared to the tab out right now. Interesting to see how much of a dramatic update it will be. I think it's great for entry-level users. However, if you are going to want a better tablet, you're going to want to go with their Note series, far better. And I'm really interested to see what next Note 10.1 they're going to come out with. Asus, on the other hand, has one called the Asus Transformer Book Trio. This is a tablet that has a docking station, and it runs both Windows and Android. And it has 2 different Intel CPUs, one being the lighter Atom version, and the other one being the i7 one. So kind of interesting that it has both built in. This is an 11.6 inch full HD 1080p screen, IPS LCD, and it has 64 gigs of storage built into it. So this we shouldn't see till Q3, so you're talking about a little bit towards the end of fall. But it's kind of an interesting concept. I definitely like the fact that it could have Windows and Android. I know it's something that some of my friends have been waiting for as well. The question really will be, what is the price? I think that's going to be one of the biggest questions. How much will this thing cost? Not to be outdone, Toshiba is also announced their trio of tablets. They have the Toshiba. They were weird names. I'm trying to remember all of them. The Toshiba Excite Pure, the Toshiba Excite Pro, and the Toshiba Excite Lite. So the Pure is just kind of the entry-level Tegra 3 1280 by 800 screen, 16 gigs of RAM, and you can still add a micro SD card, of course. However, the Pro is the new exciting one because that is the first tablet that I believe is going to have the Tegra 4 processor. So one of the first ones, that one I definitely can't wait to review because I'm really interested to see how this Tegra 4 performs. So with this Tegra 4, you have a screen that we've only seen thus far on the Nexus 10, which is 2560 by 1600, making it a 300 ppi. So amazing screen quality of way above 1080p, and Gorilla Glass 2. So this beats the Retina display in terms of screen quality, so it's really good. So that is going to be the Pro, and that one has an 8 megapixel camera in the back with 32 gigs of storage built in. And then you have one almost identical to that one called the Excite Lite, which is basically the same thing, but the main thing is that it has a pen, so a stylus, similar to the S Pen, but no word if it's going to have functionality like buttons on it, but it will be pressure sensitive, and it's backed by Wacom, so you can definitely see that it's going to be good for people that want to do like Photoshop on their device. Nokia, we saw a leaked image of the EOS. We've seen a couple of these now. And it looks like it definitely will be coming to AT&T, but the main thing is that it's going to have a 41 megapixels, so a ridiculous amount of megapixels. I'm kind of debating whether I'm going to wait for this or should I just get the 925 Lumia when it comes out and compare it to the S4. As we know, the S4 has beat both the iPhone 5 and HTC One in low light, but can it beat the Lumia? That's the main competitor that says they're the best in low light, so we'll see how that goes. Samsung has finally beat Apple in sales for the first time since the iPhone 5 launch. So Samsung has now beaten Apple in every carrier with the exception of AT&T. So at Verizon, Sprint, and T-Mobile, Samsung is outselling Apple with the S4. However, in AT&T, Apple still holds a slight lead, but not as far as they once were. Interesting to note too, the HTC One has taken third place at all of the three manufacturers that carry it, AT&T, Sprint, and T-Mobile. Whereas, of course, they're not in Verizon yet, so the Lumia 928 has that slot for third place over there. And then we have two last things. One, the Galaxy S4 Zoom has been cited at photos, and it kind of looks like what we expected. A S4 with a big camera on the back that looks, rumors had that it was going to be a 10 times zoom. We'll see how that turns out, but it's supposed to be 16 megapixels. And finally, the last article of the day, which is the Note 3. Is this the Note 3? Is this what it's going to look like? Or are we going to have other things that come out? Remember that we had heard the Note had like 3 to 5 or whatever prototypes, so obviously this could be just a prototype that wasn't used, but it looks very square like old Motorola, really. So we'll see if that is true or if it's just going to be another dud. Alright guys, let me know what you thought about all of the articles. Leave your comments down below, and thank you for watching Android Weekly. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.